Hey guys, so I think I've posted this car on Instagram before. It's my buddy Mike's E23 BMW. It's an 86 735i. Now, as a kid from like the 80s, this was the car that like all the doctors and all the lawyers and everybody else drove. But you rarely see them anymore. And I thought this was cool because Mike said actually, he's like, "You want to drive it?" And I was like, "I do," because this one has a manual conversion in it, and I've actually never driven one with a manual. But this one is really slick. One, because I mean, the bottle caps, the front spoiler, the rear deck lid spoiler, the color. What actual color is this?
It's called Cosmos Blue.
Okay, it's just cool. And you know, when you think of the 7 Series, they get overlooked a lot. But like its twin, like the 6 Series, like the M6 or the 633 or the 635 CSIs, they all have kind of this shark nose front end. And you kind of forget just how really good looking they are. Mike's done a couple of upgrades to this. He's got Recaro seats in it that just match the interior flawlessly. Everything works. It's just cool. So when he was like, "Do you want to drive it?" I obviously said yes, but I want to do a little video on it because it's such a rare car. It's so cool looking. The upgrades are just really tasteful. So I don't know. I'm gonna go drive it now. So this is kind of cool. Like I said, I've driven these with the automatic. I've never driven one in a manual. And I've wanted to drive this car for a while. One, because I always think that it's just really cool looking. 2, you never see them. 3, like I said, growing up as a kid, these were the cars that kind of everybody lusted after. I think one of the first things you notice, at least that I notice after driving so many older cars, is that the German cars, especially the BMWs, they've got this kind of greenhouse. So you have these massive windows, windshield, rear window. The visibility is simply amazing. The A-pillars aren't 18 inches thick. So you can actually see through corners, and it's just a real joy to drive. I think the other thing is when you look around the car, you know, we're so used to just being inundated with these massive screens. Everything is exactly where you kind of want it in this thing, right? You have your massive speedometer, your massive tach. This was kind of in the world of when computers were first starting to come out. So when these came out, they have your control like almost like your command center, which is on the right or on the left over here. And that is, does that work?
Yeah. So that's the check control panel. So if you have something out, that's your warning. So bulb, low oil, low coolant.
Okay.
And then on the dash over here, you've got the onboard computer. So that shows you your average speed, your temp, your miles per gallon, you know, time and date and all that. And all that stuff works.
This thing is great. Dude, this thing drives fantastic.
Yeah, it's a really good driver.
So how many of these have you had? So I'm gonna preface this by saying Mike is like a BMW kind of fanatic, but not a new BMW. Like a new car for Mike is like 30 years old.
Yeah, I mean, I've had 6 or 7 of these E23s. You know, a couple that are non-runners still, so.
Like that's properly torquey.
Yeah.
Like that absolutely goes fine.
Mm-hmm.
This is an absolute joy to drive. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. All right, so finally we got a little bit of clear road so we can enjoy it a little. Dude, this thing freaking rails. Are you kidding me? This, again, with the front and rear spoilers on it, and the wheels that you have, totally transforms it. It doesn't look like kind of a mild-mannered 7 Series anymore. It looks like a real sports sedan, which is great. But the manual, man, the manual is the key to these cars. Holy cow! Because not only does it wake it up, but it's so much more engaging. Clutch is great. Gearbox is good. I can see why everybody still likes the mid-80s BMWs, Mercedes, man. They're just a different league.